Hi everybody, this is Jean and I'm back to show you some of my mixed media postcards that I send out. I belong to Post Crossing, and one of the fun things is that you can kind of suggest what kind of postcards that you would like to receive. And I always put down that I would love handcrafted postcards. And those are the best for me. I like all kinds of postcards, of course, and I love getting postcards in the mail with the foreign stamps and meeting all the people from all over the world. But it's just really fun to get a handcrafted postcard. It's kind of like a bonus. So these postcards that I'm making have several layers. Probably 5 or 6 layers on each one. And like this one, I've taken a picture of, I've layered it underneath with papers and colorful papers, and then I've put some stamping and some paint, and then another layer of like this man underneath who is actually from the opera Rigoletto, and then I cover that with napkin and then put a focal point on the front, which is my Japanese man and the plant, the little lotus blossom. And then I cover that with more Mod Podge, and then my design on top. And I usually outline and put like a little edge. This is another one. But this way too, with all the Mod Podge and the layers, they're heavy enough that they hold up really well in the mail. And this one, and most of them in this group, have a little bead on it, and even on the back I'll put stickers that stick out, and believe it or not, they go through the mail just fine. This one is just a little bit plainer, favorite out of all the cards, and but I'm, you know, I like the vintage model, and most of these are kind of more for fall. I do have one spring one that I made. I loved this napkin, and it's, well, summery, and I was going to send it out before summer, but I didn't get a chance. And I always wait to send these kind of postcards for people who actually request handmade postcards, or people who say they're artists and they like handcrafts. So those are the people that get them. This is a favorite too, with the little kitty sleeping. I think that you can see, though, well, it's not really showing up really close, but I think you can see it. The little kitty is the focal point, but it blended in almost like it was underneath a napkin. So so anyway, but those are my postcards, and that's how I make them, and I will do a little video demonstration. Everybody, it's morning, and I'm going to try and knock this out pretty quick so I can put my video up for you. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this postcard that's kind of ugly, because it's just an advertising Royal Caribbean postcard of the ship lobby, and I don't care about the ship's lobby. Okay, that's where I want to be, so I better make a mark. If I'm in that and in that, don't have to make a big mark, but you can still see what I'm doing. Basically, what I want to do is, this is an ugly postcard, but it's an official postcard, and it's the right size and everything. So I'm going to use it to make a mixed media postcard, because a lot of, as I explained earlier, everybody doesn't want a homemade or a handcrafted postcard, but some people do. So I'm now going to start having them on hand. So we'll see. And this is my box that has all my little junk papers in it. Ooh, what did I just see? That was cute. But it has little bits and pieces here that I just store just to kind of a grab and go. But what I'm going to do is I have grab some stuff here. And I want to get some kind of colorful stuff. So now what I do is I just pour my Mod Podge, because I just leave that seal on it and just poke a little hole in it. And I pour my Mod Podge because it's so much easier. It keeps it nice and fluid. And to me, it's just easier to dump than to dip. I want to get some pieces on here. Oh, now, I've gone over that, so I really don't want to do that. And I saved my straight edge pieces for the straight edge of the postcard. And you want to make sure they're glued down really well. So let's do that. I have a project in mind for the other half of this fish. So this is basically your the bottom of your buried treasure. This is not going to show. I'm making a mess here. But that's fun. I like to make a mess. If you like to make a mess, you need to watch Let's Make a Mess with Dawn. She has an awesome YouTube channel that I really like to watch. Now, that's got a straight edge, so I'm going to put that right on the edge of this. Anyway, this is the bottom layer. Nothing is really going to show from this layer, but it just gives it texture. I like to think of it as buried treasure, and these are going to be the base from which you work. And I'm going to go over the edge because I'm going to trim it later when I'm done. Let's see. I'm just grabbing pieces here. And this is another straight edge, so let's use this on the edge. Okay, there's my first layer. Oh, no, I've got more straight edge. And it really doesn't matter what you put here. You could use all white if that's all you had. Oh, those little penguins were so cute. I'll still glue them. Okay. Okay, next layer for me is I want to put something on there that you're going to, might want to see. And you've got a nice base, but this might show through because the next layer I'm going to put a napkin, and I didn't really want to have a straight edge. Oh well. There we go. And then I like, there is so much color there, but I really want to build up. I'm going to have to punch a new hole, let that one close up, and just punch a new hole, because that's how you fix things. You just punch a new hole. I want to put something on there that you might notice through the napkin. Now I'm going to tear it. And that already had a straight edge. So just focus on this part, and then I have that piece that takes up a lot of that. So I'm going to press out wrinkles, but you can press in wrinkles too, because it really doesn't matter if there's wrinkles. And let me see here. Okay, now I'm going to put on this napkin because I am ready to use it up. And I'm going to put glue on both sides. This is my focal piece, so I'm really not going to put any napkin under it. You can, and normally if I have a whole big napkin, I will, but where's that $100 bill napkin? And if it tears, all the better. That gives it a little more texture and so forth. And then that's going to be my focal piece. Now it's very nice and heavy. So that's basically what we have there, and it's going to have to dry. This is going to be very subtle. You're probably going to have to look close to see this. Just gives it a little bit of extra texture. Normally you see it a little bit better. But it can be seen. And that just gives it another little fun layer there. Now I am ready to trim these off because I like to see what I'm working on. Now I need a little phrase. Could use that. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect for my postcard. Hello. Ha! I love it. And this butterfly. And say what you will, not too bright for this. Because I'm going to make sure it's not. You know, when you just go digging into your always make sure it's really pressed down. When you just go digging into your box of treasures, it seems like you always come up with exactly the right thing. That's not quite trimmed well enough. And this doesn't have quite enough there. This can be a standout, but I think it was a little jarring as white as it was, so let's, but that is so perfect for a postcard. Okay, and I've got to keep pasting until it's staying down everywhere, because this has been kicking around looking for the right spot forever. Okay, now I'm gonna go dry it. While I was drying, I noticed that you could really see the pattern of the stencil when you tipped it. And I don't know if you can kind of see that flower coming out there, and you can see that all over when it's tipped. So that is nice. Then I always like a little border. Now I can leave it like this and send it just the way it is. Doesn't matter that the back has marks on it, because I normally put goodies on the back of it. But I'm just going to make it nicer. This is how you make it really nice on the back as well as the front. Making sure it's all glued down. Hey. I even did this before I had my morning coffee. Okay. And you know what? I kind of like that smear. So I'm going to take my finger and smear more. Just give it a little bit of extra goodie. A little bit of extra there. Ah, I like that. Now, this dot is fine. And I'll take my fine Now I'm not going to outline it completely, but I want to emphasize the picture. And all this does is draw the eye to the focal piece. And take off some of that a little bit. Like I say, I don't want to cover it, but just enough to draw the eye. And that is my finished postcard. So I added a little bit of stamping for another layer and some shimmer. So a little bit of shimmer paint. And I call this my finished card. And thank you for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe if you like what you see. If you want to come back and see more, touch the little bell. It'll tell you that I've made a new video and alert you so you don't miss any. And be sure and like, subscribe, share, and comment. I love the comments. Bye-bye.